All right, let's remind ourselves of what a percentage is and why we have them. Okay, that way we can easily figure out how to take a decimal and convert to a percentage. A percentage is an easy way to understand numbers, okay? For whatever reason, it makes sense to think of something out of 100. I don't know why, it just makes more sense, right? I mean, just imagine if you were trying to figure out, parts of 7 or parts of 63 or some random number. It wouldn't make any sense, like 53 out of 63. I don't really know what that means, but if I convert it to a parts out of 100, it makes a whole lot more sense. It's kind of like a standard scale that everybody uses, just like grades. Okay? So what I want you to write down, this symbol, which is percentage, means out of 100. It's literally what the percentage sign means. Out of 100. So, for example, if we had 1 out of 100, we would know that's a very small number. And if we had, let's say, 97 out of 100, yeah, we can easily compare those two and see that 97 is a whole lot bigger than 1 out of 100. With that being said, let's take a number and convert to a percent. I'm going to use your example that you brought up at the beginning of class. We're going to take 0.36 and convert to a percentage. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to go straight to the shortcut because we know it's out of 100. We could multiply by 100, right, and divide by 100. But the easiest way is to move the decimal 2 to the right and add the percentage sign. So if I move that 2 to the right, it becomes 36. You could say 0.0, right? Or you could just say 36. And then I'm going to add the percentage sign. And that's all I have to do.
That's the answer, right?
And that's the answer. So 30.36 is 36%. Okay.
So this seems like the easiest one.
Yeah, now the reason we're doing this is because we need to convert fractions to percentages as well. The decimal is the I guess the middleman, right? The middle step. You take a fraction, convert to a percentage, to a decimal, then you can take that decimal, convert to a percentage. Now, what if we had something like 2.78? We want to convert that to a percentage. Well, we're going to move it 2 over, so it becomes 278%. So if the number is bigger than 1, it's going to be bigger than 100%, right? And those things happen. I've seen plenty of times, there's an increase in 1,000%, like population. Cities that get big real quick might have 1,000% population increase. It's not uncommon. 10 times the population, exactly, would be 1,000% increase. Okay, now what if we had something like 0.027 and want to convert that to a percent? It would not be 27%. Let's look at where the decimal is. Yeah. We're going to take that decimal, move it 2 to the right.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's why it's important to write these steps down.
So no matter what, it's going to be...
I need you guys to raise your hand, please. Yes.
So no matter what, you move it over to?
No matter what, you move it over to, because you're essentially dividing by 100. You have to make up for that by moving the decimal 2 to the right and just put the percentage on there. Yes.
So, like, no matter what we do, we're going to move the decimal to in between.
That's what Dawson just said.
Let's go to a different number. So if you have a 0 after the decimal like we had in that one, then a number, okay? 0.027, for example. Move it 2 to the right. Naturally, it becomes 2.7. Pretty small percentage. All right, let's do another one.
Do a big one.
No, I'll do a big one, but before that, I want to actually do something like with 2 zeros, and then we'll do 4, 8 or something. Okay. So what do you got? I will call on. You only move it twice.
48%.
It'll be 0.48%.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move it 2 to the right. Let's use a different color. Okay, and so that becomes 0.48. And then you just put the percentage sign there. So you can have, reason I did this example, you can have a decimal percent, okay? All that means is it's less than 1%, okay? 0.48 is a little bit less than half of a percent, and that's certainly possible. Yes?
Just put 0.48.
Good question. I would put a 0 there. I don't think you have to, but it just, to me, it just doesn't look right unless you actually put that 0 there. Mistake. All right, we'll go ahead and do a real big one, and then do a couple word problems, which I promise they're not that hard. Let's just say we had, hey, let's say we have the number 1,000. I mean, why not? So the question is, what percentage is that? And you guys already kind of brought this up. But first of all, where's the decimal at?
Front of the one, wouldn't it?
No, it'd be at the end. It'd be at the very end.
It's right there, right? So if we, let's actually just rewrite this so that we have more room. If we move that 2 to the right, we're going to have to create 2 more zeros. Good. Okay, and so we end up with 5 zeros, which ends up giving you 10,000%. So notice it's 10 times more than the actual number 1,000, 10 times more percent. Is that right? Does it seem right? No, it's 100,000. I knew something right. Should be 100 times more. Yeah. So it ends up being 100,000
Huh?
Wait, what? Why is it 100,000?
because there's 5 zeros. So after you do the first 3, you put the comma. Listen, guys, it's going to be 100 times bigger. It should be, right, than the original number plus the percentage because it's dividing by 100. So you have to move the decimal 2 to the right. So 1,000 is 100,000%. It's pretty crazy. Okay, let's do some more problems. This is the first thing I thought of was batting average. Okay, they usually give you a batting average as a decimal. So Frank's batting average is .367. What percentage of the time does Frank get a base hit? Yes, 36.7. Good. So he took the decimal, he moved it 2 to the right, and he got 37.6%.
Math ever. You said
36.7.
We got what we did.
You make everything go. Okay.
Okay, well, you're sure.
Okay, Kim discovers that .014 of her DNA traces back to people from Ireland. What percent Irish is Kim? Okay, so he said 1.4. All right, we're going to take the decimal and move it 2 to the right. And it goes in between the 1 and the 4. So the answer is 1.4%. Any other questions about percentages? Pretty simple, right? If you got a real good grasp on this, it should be easier when you're converting from fractions to decimals.